I'm embarking on an exciting journey. I'm taking up a new hobby in the exciting world of geology. Take a look at this. Oh yeah! Hi, today I'll be showing you all about the National Geographic Hobby Tumbler. We won't be tumbling any hobbies, but we will be tumbling various stones and rocks. With this device, I've actually mixed up a few batches already, but I'll show you where I'm at in the process of something that's currently cooking. As you can see here, this is a untumbled stone, a gem, a treasure. But after a lengthy process going through the hobby tumbler, it will turn into a beautiful family keepsake that will be passed down for generations. So with this hobby tumbler, I don't have it here in front of me, but I'll show you where I have it in my workspace. But what you do is you put these various rocks or stones, and in this case, this came with the kit. But you can also collect your own rocks and polish them and smooth down all the rough edges. But with this tumbler, it also comes with some grit. So in this case here, I actually got this as a gift from my wife, but it is some bulk grit. There's 4 different grits that you would use throughout the process: coarse, medium, fine, and polish. What I've got in the tumbler right now, it already has finished the first 2 phases, and so we're going to go on to the 3rd phase, which is the fine pre-polish. So you can see there's quite a bit in here. Just to give you a little look, it's like a very fine looking powder here. Don't breathe it in. It's probably not good for lung health. But so we're gonna go out to the garage here in a moment and do that, but I'd like you to stick around until the end of the video because I've got some exciting new progress to show you related to the Venus flytrap project that you saw in my first video. So stay tuned. So here we are in the garage where I've got the hobby tumbler. So here you can see it right there. Currently not running, but we'll soon open it up and take a look and see what we've currently got after the 2nd stage. The reason we have it in the garage is that we first tried it out in the basement, but this thing is darn loud and the cat kind of freaked out from all the noise. So for the health and well-being of the cat and our own sanity, we decided to put it out here because it will run continuously for 5 to 6 weeks when it's running and when I remember to switch out the grit for the next stage. So the first thing that we want to do is open up the hobby tumbler, and to get this off, you take off this nut here first, and then this part can be kind of tricky to pry off, so you might want to get a screwdriver or a butter knife or something like that to help lift up the edges. And then you see here it's got a pretty good seal. Oh, nope, not that good. I just got water all over myself. But once that's off, you can take this lid out, and now you can see there's a lot of like gray, murky water in here. So what I'm going to do is take this strainer, or as the French call it, a colander, and I'm going to rinse out or get rid of the water here and dump these all in to the colander. And you can see that it's still pretty mucky in here. But once all that's out, we can see all the different rocks that are in here that have already been kind of pre-tumbled. And you can also see that we've got a lot of this gray, murky water. That's very important not to rinse this down the drain. It'll add some sediment there, it'll ruin up your garbage disposal, clog it up for years to come. So I'm going to dispose of it properly outside and rinse all of this out. So stay tuned. So now I'm going to dispose of the water. Like I said, don't put it down the sink, but what I've decided to do is I will bury it underneath this ornamental turtle. So I'll just go ahead and lift him out, and we'll pour this in here. It's Probably gonna be good for the plants. I'll still have to rinse out the rest of this, but the turtle will go back and nobody will be none the wiser. See, you can barely tell. We'll put the little turtle back on and it's like nothing ever happened. So now here's what the stones look like rinsed off. This is actually a set of agates that you can buy. So in this case, we're gonna be polishing the rest of these agates up. So got these all rinsed out. We're gonna put them back into this cup here. Like a glove. Just dropped a couple here. So then what we're gonna do is we're going to fill this up with water and then add the grit. So I'm gonna go grab the water and about a tablespoon of the grit, and then we'll get it back on the tumbler. Okay, now as you can see, I filled the tumbler up almost to the top with water. You don't want to fill it all the way up because when you put the lid back on, the water will kind of spray out at you. But got the new water in there, and then here's the grit. And I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of this grit. And it's a good healthy scoop. And we're going to put that in here. Again, be sure to wash all of your kitchen utensils because we use these for cooking before putting them back in the drawer. So with this, the lid goes back on like so. And then we take the top part, put that back on, press it down nice and firm. And then you put the nut back on, make sure it's nice and tight. So now it shouldn't leak at all. Got a nice good seal on that. So we're gonna go put it back on the tumbler here, okay? So with this tumbler, you can see it's got a number of days that you can set it to. So I'm gonna set it for 7 days, and then next week, before we leave on vacation, I'm gonna set it for another 7. So when we come back, we'll be ready for the next phase. Other than that, there's not much to it. There's a little motor on the side here. Get rid of any antlers so they don't get caught up in the belt over here, okay? And then, yeah, it's just as easy as pressing the set button for the number of days you want. And then when you hit start, we're tumbling. And it'll just do this for many, many days. So with that, we'll let it go. And then when we come back, we'll do the process again and finish up with the 4th stage with the polish grit. Also, some of you might have been wondering about this wall over here. So this is the wall that was allocated to me for all of the weird stuff that I brought into the marriage, and I didn't want to let it go. So I've got some antlers and grouse feathers and Guns N' Roses and AC/DC stuff. And this thing here, I'm sure you all have one in your house. This is some bovine scrotal bag. I got it in Texas. You can buy anything in Texas. And we thought it's such a perfect place that we would put all of our seashells. So, bet you didn't know you could do that. Here it is, the update on the Venus flytrap. As you can see, and as Oliver is commenting, the saran wrap is providing a greenhouse effect to keep the moisture in. Yes, you like the greenhouse effect, Oliver. So after 2 weeks, when stuff starts to sprout, yep, then we can pull the saran wrap off. Oop. And start to see how our little guys are doing. So we're gonna pull the saran wrap off. If we look inside here, you can start to see the little guys starting to sprout. So I can see, yeah, we can see like a bunch of them starting to come up. There's also this green mossy lichen stuff that's also starting to grow. So we're getting some really good progress here. And from this point, we're keeping the saran wrap off, and then we can put, start watering it with that distilled water. So anyway, that's the update for now. And there'll be more to come as they continue to grow. Thank you.